You're listening to the Hella Well with Danielle show, a podcast taking women of color on a journey exploring all things wellness and travel related. We're all about showing you how to put on your oxygen mask first and creating lasting self-care habits that will free you to travel the world and live the life you truly desire, and not one you have to fake loving. I'm your host, Danielle Washington. Now let's buckle up and start this journey. Welcome to the Hella Well with Danielle podcast, your weekly mental vacation from the daily grind for busy women who just need a moment to pause, breathe, and woosah. I am your host, Danielle Washington, and I know I said month of December I was on rewind. I'm not coming in here. I was taking care of me. But I really felt like I needed to share, or I wanted to share, a profound, empowering moment of taking care of me that I did this year. As we look at the end of the year, it's counting down. Today's the 28th. We're counting down to 2024. That can mean feelings of anxiety for some people. That could be feelings of joy of saying, okay, I've washed away 2023. And when you are anchored in the past, meaning you're constantly thinking about it, or, it's just always just there. You're just always there. It's not helping you in any way to kind of let go of it because you're always constantly kind of going back, well, it's always has been this way. And that's where I was for Christmas. Christmas to me, I didn't even realize it, but Christmas sucked. I hated Christmas. I hated Christmas for so many different reasons. I hated Christmas because I worked in the mall at a store called Express, if you know it. And during Christmas time, they play the same music over and over and over. So it was like, I hear certain Christmas songs and it was like, oh my God, it triggered customers being upset and frantic and wanting certain things, coming at the last minute, messing up the pile. It means I have to start all over of folding all these clothes in a certain way. But the other side of Christmas that I didn't realize until through meditation and therapy, and it's weird because it just never dawned on me, was my childhood. Christmas was the time of the year that the message I got at Christmas was everyone else around you is loved and valued except for you. Like I remember waking up when I believed in Santa Claus and I'd run to the living room to see what Santa got me and then see the other gifts. And then I remember constantly seeing gifts to my dad that were, to my dad from the Easter Bunny, to my dad from the Tooth Fairy. And I'm just like, what did I do wrong to where my dad's getting gifts from all these people I believe in who I didn't even know they gave gifts on Christmas, but he's the only one who's getting gifts. And that really bothered me because I'm like, okay, Santa got him a couple of gifts, but just got me one. And then I got the other one gift from my parents. And it just made me feel that, what was I doing wrong? And then I love the fact that I come from a really large family. So I am the youngest of 22 first cousins, and a lot of them don't even live here. But like for me, Christmas was big. My family was, 40 to 60 people deep at Christmas having a fabulous time. And I loved the fact that I would see my family and I see my cousins because we'd only see them on Christmas and Thanksgiving, really. So I love that part of Christmas. Christmas meant to me, I could see my cousins. And I was happy until it came time to open gifts. And that's when I felt the message again was saying, nope, you're not loved. Because being the youngest of 22 first cousins, by the time I came around, my aunts and uncles weren't thinking about me. They loved me. It didn't mean that they didn't love me. But by that time, they had grandchildren who were all my age. And so they were stopped giving gifts to the nieces and nephews because all those nieces and nephews were now adults with kids my age. And they were giving gifts to their grandchildren. So when we would open gifts at the holidays, we'd go to my aunt's house or whoever was hosting Christmas that year. And my cousins who were my age were all opening gifts from their grandparents, their aunts and uncles. And there was just me sitting empty-handed thinking like, dang, what about me? When is it my turn? When am I going to get loved? And as I grew older, I decided that Christmas didn't matter. It was a commercial holiday, and I wasn't celebrating commercial holidays. I wasn't going to be a part of the capitalistic, matrix that was trying to get us to spend more. That's what I told people. That's what I told myself. And then I started thinking about it a little bit more as I've come a little bit further in my healing journey. And it was just like an aha moment this year. Like, oh, you've had this mentality because it was your way to put up a shield, put up a way to protect yourself from potentially being hurt. Be hurt that, once again, you're not getting anything, especially now. There's no Santa, and I don't get gifts. My parents stopped giving gifts. Once they had grandkids, it was only gifts to the grandkids, and that was it. And so I kind of hate it when people say Merry Christmas. I get the messages in the morning, and I'm just like, there's nothing merry about this day. This day is just a reminder that I'm just not thought about. And it's odd because, of course, I was thought about because I would get messages from friends saying Merry Christmas. But the wall of hurt and pain to try to protect myself was like I couldn't feel the love. I couldn't accept those messages as love. So this year, I decided I was going to do something different. I decided I was going to decorate for the first time in my entire adult life. I've never had a tree in my house. I've never put up any form of Christmas decoration or holiday decoration. But this year was going to be my year. This year, I was going to reinvent what Christmas meant to me. So I went out and bought a tree, which I don't know how y'all do it. This was like the most difficult thing. I was like, well, how do you pick a tree? How do you know if it's right? And all these different things. But I found my tree, and I took my dad with me, which was the dumbest thing I could have done. Because he was like, well, just get this, $34 tree. Like, well, you don't need a tree. Why do you need a tree? And I have plants bigger than the $34 tree he was trying to get me to get. I'm like, no, I'm not getting a 3-foot tree. Not even a 3-foot, that was like a 2-foot tree. I'm going to get a tree that's like 4 to 5 or 6 feet. Well, I was looking more 5 feet because I was like, I don't want it bigger than me because I got to bring it in the house. And I found my tree. And then I went to go buy ornaments. And I'm like, A, these things are expensive. B, I don't like any of these things. And so I found a couple ornaments. The first ornament I found felt so fitting. It was a globe, and it was pink, a pink globe. And I was like, this could represent my travels. And I remember one of my line sisters giving me a beautiful AKA ornament years ago when we celebrated her 10 years. And so I found that at my parents' house. And then I was like, well, I don't have a tree topper. I'm going to use this protection thing I got from Egypt when I was there earlier this year. And I have my mala beads. I'm like, well, I'll put that as the tree topper. I love me some carnelian. It's protecting the tree. It's protecting my spirit. And there I had my tree. And I started buying gifts for myself on Amazon because I wanted something to open on Christmas Day. And then I started thinking to myself, well, it won't feel the same when I can wrap these gifts, but knowing what's in it, it was kind of like anticlimactic. And so I invited my friends and family members who I knew loved me, who I knew saw value in me. I'm like, hey, can you, I'll give you $20. Can you just buy me a gift and just send it to me so I have something to open that I don't know what it is? And the blessing in that was all of them looked at me crazy like, girl, what are you talking about? I don't need your money. I love you. Of course, I want to give you a gift. Of course, I want you to feel loved. And so I had all these gifts sent to my parents' house. I had my niece and nephew wrap them. And on Christmas Day, I woke up like that little kid who ran to the tree. And I started opening my gifts. And just the feeling of love with every gift just was overwhelming. It was beautiful. And then I ended with opening the card that I bought for myself. And the card said, "Dear," and you could write your name in it. And it said, "Thank you for making Christmas fun, exciting, happy, merry, and great." And you could check whichever ones you wanted. And I checked all of them, writing myself a beautiful note of love. And I've shared this story today to let you know that you can reimagine any milestone in your life and make it your own. This was such an empowering experience because I was listening to Christmas music that I like, not the ones my parents listened to. I ate what I wanted to eat. I made it my day. I made it a day that felt special and loved and amazing and just epic. And I was like, I can do this for any previous thing that was a negative thing for me. So I encourage you to see in 2024 as we switch into a new year, maybe it's for New Year's, how can you reimagine something that maybe has a negative narrative to it and make it your own? I love you. I wish you the best. And I'll see you in 2024. Ciao. Thanks for joining us this week on the Hello Well with Danielle show. Make sure to visit our website, hellowellwithdanielle.com, where you can subscribe to our show on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon Music and never miss an episode. Also, you can follow us on social media at Hello Well with Danielle on Facebook and Instagram, and Hello Well Danny on Twitter. And if you like hella love the show and got some good nuggets out of it, know that I'm not too proud to ask for you to please leave a rating or review on iTunes so that we can continue to expand our reach and help other women of color. Again, thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you next week. Ciao.